I'm doing fine. I can figure out what all this is left on this plate here.
I promise.
Did I leave it? Oh, yeah. Okay. Hey, okay, we together, guys. Okay, sorry for being late. We're going to call the meeting to order here of the communication and public information. We know how public information can make you or break you. So I think it is important that the board and staff and everybody know what's going on into communication. So, Tammy, will you give us an update of the good, bad, and the ugly?
Oh. Typically, you just use it for the noise, but even though it's open, it's open.
That's not a problem. Anybody can walk in if they choose to.
Yeah. So we've been focused on, yes, we've been focused on our public awareness initiatives. We have a plan that's underway, and the way that plan works, I kind of have a diagram here that might be helpful.
I don't think you have enough copy, do you?
I think I probably do. I'll pass them down. Yeah. We're all taking one in-house. Here's a committee. There was a committee put together by Dr. Sawyer. We realized that public awareness is important to the department as a whole. So we have a group of people who have been very instrumental in helping us come together, identify what the needs of the department are from a public visibility standpoint. And the way this plan is going to work has three components. One is going to be executed by the Communications and Public Information Division's Action Plan. The other one is the Marketing and Client Development Action Plan. And then the rest of the plan is going to be implemented by all divisions through the accountability objectives we have through our research. I can get you another copy. Okay, yeah. Through our accountability program through research and evaluation. So we're focused on that right now, and so we've had several components of that plan being rolled out. Now this is something that will be rolled out over a period of time. It's not something that happens in a month or 2 months. So I brought,
sorry to interrupt, but I think I mentioned this to Dr. Sawyer when we go to these meetings. I don't think I'm doing any of them more, but is the board being incorporated into this? We communicate about the department. We have a public face in certain groups. Are any part of the plan including our goal?
well, one component I would think of that is this committee, and then the rest of that will have to be, discussed with Dr. Sawyer, but we're more than happy to share what we're doing. We can let you know when we meet, and if you want to come out of that committee, I'm sure that's not a problem. Typically, Dr. Sawyer sets those meeting dates, so I don't know if I have a current meeting date right off the top of my head. I can't remember when the next one is for, but it would be upcoming. We tend to meet once every other month, sometimes more than once a month, depending on what we're trying to do. We also started a key communicator.
No. What committee that meet once a month?
This would be the public awareness committee, which is separate.
Look, I think what we look at is, in lieu of this, the question that Ms. Lee asked, why don't we move and let the chairman decide whether or not she wants to nominate someone to this committee? That don't have to be done now, but the chairman can later on put one of the board members on the committee to work with you. Go ahead with the rest of the agenda.
Okay. So we started also a key communicators forum. What we did, we got together with all of the directors, all of the executive team members, And we identified key people in the community that would be interested in serving as like ambassadors for HCDE. We brought them all together and we've had 2 meetings with them, and then we've had ongoing dialogue with them.
You have a
One-
list of those here?
I don't have a list of our key communicators. No, but I can get that to you.
I think I'm hearing something right now that bothers me a little bit. It's very, very important to keep the board, all of the board, involved in what we're communicating to the public. And when we have organizations like other entities that we're involving in key communicators to, I think we definitely need to know about that. We need to know who they are and what they're communicating.
Okay.
Are they on the key, is the board on the key communicators? Not to my knowledge, they're not.
Do you know if you receive an electronic newsletter from Harris County Department of Education every other Wednesday? For some reason, I think you all are on that, whether or not. Is
Nope.
this familiar? Okay.
Yeah.
I get something every Friday.
Right.
Well, you might have your date wrong and your information
The
right.
other thing is, board members, we're always out in the community, we're always talking about the department, so we should have the same things. Because like yesterday, I was out at another board meeting and I was telling people about what we do. So I think it's important for all of us to have that.
Okay. And we will add you,
So let's just
absolutely.
add them to keep communicating.
Right. And,
I would say
we'll let
board
Dr.
member
Sawyer
is a
speak.
key communicator.
Crazy about the weather and what we do and trying to get everything coordinated.
Okay.
Well, we got a bad cold front coming. You know, it's going to freeze. The question is how far south. Only God knows that. We don't have a clue.
So Dr. Sawyer, bring you up to date. I'm bringing them up to
go ahead.
speed on our public awareness plan, and we
Yeah.
talked about key communicators
Good.
and all of that. So the board is
I
expressing
apologize.
interest to be a part of key communicators, at least receive the information and let them know. So this is an example of the information that we are disseminating. There are probably, you'll be one short of a copy. This goes out
I'll work
every,
on it.
okay, this goes out, and here's a black and white copy.
Oh,
This
that's-
goes out every other week to our key communicator groups. And basically, it's educational and informational.
I'll cheat off his paper.
It's informational. It talks about,
How many people are in the key communicators group?
I think it's about 65.
So I think that's really important for us to know who they are.
Okay, we can get you a
Well, that's
list.
not a problem.
Yeah, I'll get it to you today.
We'll put you on email and get
I'm getting most of this, and actually, we're each doing something different. I use these in my newsletter that I send
Right.
out to the constituents for me, because I'm an at-large member, so
Right.
everyone has heard to get that. So I think it's great to keep us all in the loop on anything.
That's a good idea. And I was thinking that all of the board was getting up, because I know from time to time, I respond to each other about it.
This is the first meeting we had, and I think this is heard us. So we go on to make sure that the board get all correspondence as it relates to this. And John, what I said is, Ms. Lee had asked a question about was, in this group, was a board member involved in that? Wow, that is an in-house thing, internal administration. Different from a finance committee meeting, some of those others, internal finance committee meeting, or other kind of meeting. This is public relations that can make us the killer. And the board feel that we want to be involved in the committee that
Well,
is done here.
yeah, absolutely.
And we have agreed that the chairman will appoint a person to meet with the staff when they do that.
Perfect.
So so we'll move on, Tammy.
Yeah,
Because we want to move on so we can be through what we're supposed to be through.
right. And
I
that
have another
is
question on this,
Okay. Okay.
I see some people on here who are not employees. Are these people paid to do this, public awareness campaign?
I am not sure. Can I see that list? Dr. Sawyer, this is the public awareness.
There were some people at the time we were doing this that were contractors that participated that are no longer under contract. Right? So, I think I got my glasses where I stopped last. Mr. Searles is my counterpart at Dallas County, and he participated with us. 'Cause
Is this over with? This, I mean, you
Oh, yeah, yeah,
completed
well,
this? Is that-
we might meet again, but, you know, after, Mr. Scott did a little bit of contract work with us, and Miss Davis, is she on here?
Yes.
Yeah, and Sue Davis, we have used, Tammy has hired from time to time to do some communications work. Everyone else is either employees or volunteers. And neither of them, now, I don't know if you have an agreement with Sue, because I don't, but.
What you mean if you have an agreement?
Sue Davis is a professional writer.
Yeah, I know, sir. Very well.
I believe we did have a contract.
She did have, but I didn't know if she currently had.
No, she does not currently.
Okay.
She does not.
Okay, let's go down the list of people here
Okay.
who are not staff. I know George Scott is not staff.
No, and he was
I
on.
know Sue Davis is not staff.
Right.
And who else on here is
Rick
not?
Searles.
Wilkins.
Rick Searles is not staff.
Who?
Rick Searles.
Yeah.
Sorry, Howard, I'm not.
Gary Wilkins from the
Superintendent Dallas and Dallas
foundation.
Where is Rick's name? I saw it. It's the fourth up from the bottom, Rick Searles.
Yes.
Rick is my counterpart from Dallas County, and he was very interested, and he flew down to work with us on this because, you know, Dallas County is interested too in what they're doing. They're our sister organization and stuff. And who else is?
Gary Wilkins.
Well, Gary Wilkins is a community volunteer. He is former president of the foundation, business guy here in town.
And
Okay,
I guess
well,
technically Doug
well-
Kleiner's not.
Yeah, and technically Doug Kleiner's not employed either. Doug doesn't work for us. He's CEO of the foundation, but he is associated with us.
Okay, let's kind of do a little explanation, just a little bit different if it doesn't have a theory of what you're doing.
Okay.
You have three components
Yes.
to plan here.
Mhm.
We want you to go through each component and discuss what that component is
Okay.
and what it does. Let's do that.
So the communications action plan, the public information and
Okay.
communications action plan is comprised of various tasks that will be carried out through my division. We have identified our stakeholder groups, and we continue to do that, and that's something that the
Identify
board can
what now?
also, our stakeholder groups,
Oh,
our
okay,
key,
okay,
you know, people in the community
Okay.
that can help us advance the initiatives here at HCDE. We will be crafting our messaging to our targeted stakeholder groups and the community, faith-based organizations, appointed and elected officials, students, parents, teachers, administrators. And we're going to disseminate a speakers bureau list to the community, comprised of people who can speak on behalf of HCDE.
And that
what
could
we do.
include you guys, you young ladies, as board members, if you wish to do that. We'd be glad to have you.
We will be working on an internal communications campaign, just to make sure our own staff people are as aware of all of our programs and services as possible. We are well underway with our social media campaign, and so we're very active on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. We are disseminating information through those media on a very regular basis.
And I'm not associated with media usually very often. You guys receive notes. Yes? Okay.
Yeah, we get,
And then we're in the process of revamping the HCDE website. So we're working closely with technology
And Ms.
then-
Chestnut sent me some questions about that, and we just haven't had a chance to see them.
Okay.
So remind me to do that.
Okay.
I haven't been, yes.
Okay,
But at least you're working on it and realize you're gonna do some changes.
absolutely.
Yeah, it
It's
needs
gonna be a
updating.
total
Okay.
We all
overhaul.
agree with that.
All right,
It's
and
very
you-
much collaboration between technology and communications.
Okay.
Mhm, yes.
You mentioned that you're developing a message that you're going to have, I'm assuming that the people on this committee will be saying
Right.
the same thing over and over to the people. I
Absolutely.
think that needs to be approved by the board.
Absolutely. And we're not at that point yet, but absolutely. And then if one of you all are part of that committee, then you would become an integral part of the development of that message.
Well, hold on, I want to make sure I understood what Ms. Chestnut said.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I'll do it.
Okay, let's
But
do it.
if you want it to go to the board for approval, that's gonna really tie us down for timeframes. Now, if having a representative on the committee to review that with them is satisfactory.
Why would the time representative come from?
Well, you guys, we only meet, the board usually once a month. I mean, if
You're not
we,
ready yet. Do you have a projection, Mr. Mayor?
You know, I think that the income study is driving some of this. Do we know when exactly the income study
No,
will take
we don't.
place?
Okay.
So,
no,
Do it.
Mr. Sheriff is trying to get control.
Do that, then we do that. When you get this information and you develop it, we're not in that big a hurry. We can wait until it's presented at a full board meeting. Present it at the full board meeting as an information item. And at the information item there, if the board see where we need to tweak it, we'll say it will become a voting item instead of an information item. So that's the way we could do that.
that's fine, I'm
Yeah,
able to
well, this will keep them holding up there. I mean, if we talking about a public information, John, it doesn't have to go out the next week or the next 2 weeks. This is a long range thing, so we can wait till the board meeting and make sure that we see it. Okay?
I don't think we're saying different things. I may have misunderstood. You know, I think the board should approve the communications plan.
Which would include this.
Yeah, I thought you wanted approval of anything that went out through that plan before it went out. Okay, then I'm sorry, I
No,
misunderstood. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, we might
Okay,
miss.
now that we clear, let's don't elaborate. Go ahead on.
No, I'd like to make a statement.
Okay.
What I was trying to say is, I understood Tammy to say that we're developing a single message that will represent this department.
Oh,
That is important enough that it should come to the board as a vote.
and I
It
do
should
agree
be an
on, I do,
item to be voted on before it goes anywhere.
and I do.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I just
If
misunderstood.
possible, If possible, it would be good if it would be ready for the February board meeting, since we don't have that.
Okay. We would have to get our.
They didn't
committee
ask
back
me, they
together.
asked you, I don't know.
Yeah, we would have to get the committee back together. Dr. Sawyer convenes those meetings, that public awareness committee.
We would
Well, we
like to
can
be
do that.
available.
Yeah.
So,
We
Yeah.
may not be able to get all of those people,
Mm-hmm.
but that's all right. I mean, we'll have a quorum or more.
Okay.
Okay, good.
And then another thing that we want to do is emphasize our efficiency in tax dollars, because clearly there's a misconception. One way that we do that is through the production of the Path of the Public annual financial report, which I am in the midst of producing right now along with business services. We're just waiting for our numbers to be audited, and so we will have that.
Part of the board just
Finalized.
saw it this morning. We have an audit committee meeting right before this, so we've been waiting on finalizing the audit to update all of our numbers.
And
They're not official, you gotta approve the audit.
And you saw the annual financial management report. And I'm referring to the popular annual financial.
Which is a smaller
which is-
version.
Which is the more, and it's very comprehensive about the department and its programs and services, and it's educational to the community.
number one thing I pull anytime I'm doing a briefing or anything, no matter whom it is. I pulled that because it's so compact and has such good facts.
Right, and so we've been updating that, and so it'll be going to press soon.
Good. Could we make sure that all candidates for our board receive a copy of that?
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be
They
happy
need
to
to
do that.
understand.
I'd be happy to.
Everything
We've done that in the
that they
past. You know, I listed with one board candidate early.
I'm sorry.
I've not seen the board candidates except for one, well, I'm sorry, not counting you. I've not seen the new board candidates except for one of the ladies who's filed who came way early and spent, oh gosh, 3 hours.
Well, two of them have been here. I don't know that the others have.
Yeah, but I met one, but I really didn't get to talk with him.
And may I say something real quickly that's off the subject, but I found out the other day that Michael West's mother passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So we need to,
I am sorry.
Yeah, I think that we need to send a card from
Yeah.
this department,
Our services
or maybe
already
some
out.
flowers. John, that's not a
Yeah,
big
we'll
thing.
We'll
Take
do
care.
yeah, we can take a collection of the board members if we want to participate.
Tammy talked to me about that.
Okay.
Yes, I
Probably
think that,
the way that they look
and
like
I
first
think
thing
that's
in the morning. Is that okay? We're gonna be here. Assuming the weather, is it?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we'll do something. Has this, have services already been
Services
held?
will be tonight and tomorrow.
Tonight?
Uh,
Oh, gosh,
I
okay.
think at George Lewis Funeral Home,
okay. John, see if you can send a representative from
We'll
here.
see what we can do.
Okay, all right.
Tammy, I'm gonna change my deal. See what you can figure out and get something. Services are, by the time we get
well,
through
the
today.
viewing is tonight. I think tomorrow's the viewing.
We can put something.
It's at Second
Yeah, but
Baptist,
we're
that's
gonna-
at Second Baptist Church on Woodward.
Okay.
And they may actually have an in-house florist.
They
Get
probably
something
do.
there. I know we can't do it out of the flower fund, but I think it's perfectly acceptable to get it out of the board's fund because that's.
Yeah,
Get something
Okay, sorry to
represented.
interrupt. No problem, that's all right. Another thing that we're doing, of course, is providing data describing our services to the district, and along with the PAFRA. Now, we've also begun highlighting our districts with a district highlight, which comes out every Tuesday in the Tuesday bulletin. So each Tuesday, we highlight a different district. So, for example, we recently highlighted Klein, and this one was interesting because it highlighted a partnership that HCDE has with Klein, with adult education, so that was relevant. This one was Pearland expanding its partnership with Memorial Hermann Health Center to increase medical and